So, you guys want to sit here and rehash all the trades that you should have done? What do you guys want to talk about now? Talk about how you're still long Coinbase, the Qs, PGY, right? PGY, the Qs, Coinbase. You know what's probably going to be the next hour? The same three trades: PGY, the Qs, Coinbase. You guys remember when the market was selling off Thursday night and we said the Qs could get to 145, 685.50? You know, they went to 687, right? Or 587. We were $1.50 away from one of the most epic calls ever. But when you get $1.50 away on a call on a $600 product, you pretty much nailed it. And if you were with us Thursday night, the sell-off was already over. And then the market does what it does best. It crushes people that still think the market can go down. So if you haven't caught the mantra yet, the market never goes down, get it, right? You got to put the get it at the end of the part. Because we understand, sure, it can go down once in a while, but we know that it's never going down for any extended period of time. So the market never goes down. Get it? Now you're experiencing these last 48 hours of trading. This is what I'm trying to make sure you understand. You're never going to be able to stay short for any extended period of time on any stock. Even the ones that are headed to zero, like Monday, you found some good buys today. PGY, you found some good buys on it. Coinbase looked like it was headed to zero. Where's that stock? It's up 30 points. You're never going to be able to be a shorter for any extended period of time. So there is a logical choice that we were discussing this morning. How about you never short ever again? If you're just getting started as a day trader or a swinger or whatever, well, most swing traders don't stay short any extended period of time because they've already learned that doesn't work. Shorting over any extra extended period of time certainly doesn't work. So the shorter really is about intraday trading. And here's a question. Here's another. So because the trade is so short-lived and pretty much the best trades come out of the faux show bros and victimizing the short, there is one logical choice. Don't short stocks. What that does also provides you that there will be short opportunities, right? Don't take them. So I just saved you from 50% of what you need to learn now as a beginning trader. So you're not shorting stocks. So all you're doing now is you're going to wait for the faux show bro pattern to show up because that victimizes the short. So now you know you will never be on the other side of that trade. The savvier you are to understand the nature of the trade, like the QQQ short that did work past tense this morning, there was a reason to be short because you broke VWAP. You were coming from a place of strength and you broke VWAP. But then you also know that shorting is short-lived and they're going to die. So if you're going to be a shorter and you're not using VWAP, you're not going to know when that they're going to die level is. We'd have that level, especially if you retrace back to the prior overnight low. And that is basically the fake out, shake out day VWAP, and you're back above the 1 minute. And then you go look at your friend UVXY. UVXY wasn't going up while that little tiny sell-off was happening. So that tells you that it's bullshit, like most sell-offs are. Bullshit. Wealth transfers, media-driven hype, fear that's overblown, or, again, anything you've thought that was happening, the dynamic shift in market mechanics, as somebody said last week, or a bubble that was being burst. Good for you, right? I'm glad you think those things, right? And then you come in Monday and you realize you're wrong. So the quicker you're understanding how wrong you are to think that shorting is ever going to be a longer trade than maybe 3 minutes, 7 minutes, possibly a couple of hours, or if you do get that sell-off like we had, you could be a shorter for a couple of days. But it always comes to an end. The market doesn't go down anymore. It just transfers the wealth. It rotates. Money's not coming out of the market, just finding other places to go. Why do you think we had 1,000-point move in the Dow? That was on the broken souls of everybody that sold short and who sold out. Everybody comes running back in at the same time. The shorters get crushed. And that's the market we're in. And I think we're going to stay in this market until something really breaks. And I don't know what that's going to be, but we'll definitely see it. You know why we'll know the difference? Because UVXY will be trending higher. Is it trending higher? The answer is no. Then there is no fear. If no fear, market go higher. Confirmed by VWAP. So if you want to debate about it, you've lost the debate again. We get it. The market can pull back. It was wonderful. 632.50 down to 587. We got that. We had that trade a couple of months ago, a couple of months prior to that. And we said, if we give way under those recent lows, this market could get a lot more ugly. Guess what happened? Not that. And another V bottom in your face. So if you still want to debate about what was said or wasn't said or what you thought was going to happen, nobody makes money trading on what you thought is going to happen. You make money when what you think is happening or going to happen gets validated by price action, and price action is the only thing that pays. So this morning, if you thought, oh, hey, man, this market should give back a little bit about what bobbity-boobity-bobbity, exactly what I was thinking. We rallied from 587.50 to basically 620, 612.50. That's a pretty big move. So I was like, you know what? We should give back about 6 or 7 points. And we did. And that was it. And it was over. And that's the lesson you're going to have to live with. You could be a shorter, but it's always going to be a short-lived trade. Or don't even bother. Victimize people that thought, hey, this is going to get worse. It's going to roll over. You know better than them now. You've got UVXY, you've got me, you've got VWAP, you've got price action. Unless you're delusionally psychotic, which a lot of traders are, because they believe in their conviction over what they're actually seeing. That's psychotic delusion. You will be a loser. I thought I saw a lot of reasons to be selling in 2012 and 2013 and 2014 and 2015. How'd that work out? It didn't. It was a delusion. So if you think this market going up every day is a delusion, it's not. It's reality. You're delusional if you don't see it. Every time we pull back, it's a V bottom or a faux show bro away from crushing shorts. So as a new trader, I would suggest don't bother unless you got a gapped up stock, breaking VWAP, prior day VWAP, and rolling over like Reddit. There's your trade. Other than that, look to crush people who still think that doofus shorting is good. It is, if you know what you're doing. But most people don't. Just take the other side of those trades. And if you came in not looking to buy some Amazon again today after what we did on Thursday and Friday, and then you get a faux show bro on the Amazon, and you're not buying a 1-minute multi-day VWAP break right there, I don't know what to tell you. I'm handing you the holy grail of trading here. The trade works every time it shows up. You just go back to visit the stocks that you worked with last week. Reddit, Amazon, Qs. And then you sprinkle in a couple of new earnings plays like PGY. Does anybody know what PGY is? I don't care. Exactly. I don't care what it is. Paper company, Chinese company, at this point, I don't care. Why is it on my screen? They reported earnings. I know nothing about Pagaya Technologies. Legitimately have zero clue what it is. Why am I buying it? Because stocks that gap below VWAP, that break VWAP, tend to go to prior day VWAP. And that's why we're in it. And we're still in it. But we've sold the majority of it because we got $14 and 30-cent entry. We sold some at 14.91 because that's where we thought it could go to. It just tested the 91, which was awesome. Still thinking it's going to 15.65 for. What if it doesn't? Sell it. See? I just taught you how to trade. You could think something's about to go here, but now that you've sold some here and here, the levels where you sold, and again, for me, probably not going to let it go all the way back down there, but the 14.78 is where I bought more because there was massive size on the offer. Massive size on the offer is usually a buyer, so I bought some more at 78. So that's my new, that's my new out. That's basically 14.78 because that was my last buy-in. I'm not letting it go back below 14.78. But if you're in the queues right now and you're wondering, where's this rally coming from? Who cares? It's coming from the broken souls of people that still are short Thursday, talking about bubbles and AI and the trade's over and we're not doing infrastructure anymore and all the stocks and blah, blah, circular financing and all that other bullshit. They're still having those conversations and the queues are up 40 points in their face while they're debating whether or not this is a bubble. Who cares? It's the greatest bubble ever. We're day traders. Stop having the wrong conversations. The right conversation is what is happening now? What is happening now? Amazon is faux show broing, breaking through 1 minute multi-day VWAPs and range breaks and consolidations and breaking new highs. That's what's happening. UVXY's tanking. That's what's happening. Oracle's back, finally. Found some love. That's what's happening. Coinbase faux show bros earlier. That's what's happening. And your favorite stock that you've been trading for 30 years reported earnings this morning. Cliffy. And then a faux show bros. Add a whole number. You're not loading up on this thing? You got 18 cents of risk. You made almost $1 on this trade. What's up? That's how you get paid. Trading some Monday. Anybody know what Monday.com does? Who cares? Why are we even looking at it? Because they reported earnings and then it capitulated at the open. Then it broke a range. And then it broke 77.50 and the VWAP. I'm in. And I'm late. Made a little bit of money here. Got stopped out on the rollover. Who cares? Moving on. Trading. Stock's awful. Looks like it's going to zero. Pretty good buy. Cliffy falling off a cliff. Literally. Pretty damn good buy. Is there a Tuesday.com? That'd be funny. Is there? So I know one guy wrote me an email and then he's like, I was only kidding, right? His email was, but I thought you said the market was going to crash today. And I wrote back, he's like, I was only busting your balls. See, that's a guy that knows how to joke around because he knows that gets me all uppity. But you said, I don't care what I said. Thursday night, when I was saying we were going to crash, we were in the middle of it while we were having the conversation. The Qs were 3 points away. 2 points away from our target. I mean, we couldn't have nailed it. It could have been, the only thing that could have been better is if we went to the exact price. I mean, look, we were $1 away. And I thought if we broke here, we'd fucking tank. But we never go down. That could be generational lows for all we know. New generational lows. Quadruple bottom generational lows. But none of that matters. None of it matters. So I hope each week I wake you up to that concept. It doesn't matter. Who cares what you think and the health of the overall market? You want to make money today, you trade the setup that pays you. And most of those setups are long setups, especially after the market has sold off. Because it traps people that don't know what they're doing. And then the algos kick in. They're buying VWAP no matter what you feel. Look at this, a healthy stock, right? PGY. Who wants to own this? We do. Why? Because it's working right now. Right? That's a typical trade of every stock I've ever owned right there. Oh, I'm a hero, and then I'm a zero. But today, you walk in, and you said, hey, this thing's getting hammered. Oh, look, it's consolidating and breaking VWAP. I'm in. Let's make as much money as we can today on this stock. Speaking of that, who's swinging Alcoa now? Going on 4 weeks now. Every time the stock goes into 60, 57 to 55 is the under range. And then it bounces 5 points. And look, this stock's still in a downtrend, but meanwhile, every dip has been bought on the way down, making it virtually impossible to stay short. So I don't want to hear it. The stock's in a little downtrend, but good luck being a shorter. You're getting crushed every other day. So do the crushing. Next time it dips again, you're going to assume it's going to crush for 5 points. And you go back, check Alcoa. Speaking of Amazon, right? Amazon hasn't even gone green yet, right? I mean, these are the same. I mean, we're talking about the same exact trades from last week, almost to the penny on some of them, right? Amazon, right? The 205, the 207.50, the 210, right? How you living now? Today you got the 203.50, so you're buying basically 205. 205 gets you 207.50, 207.50 gets you 210, hopefully. Q's new highs, because the market never goes down, ever. Nobody's shorting the Qs. You know when the market will be a short again? When we gap higher, and this chart, flip the chart over. So if you take the QQQ chart, this is when not to be short. Prior day VWAP holds back above the 1 minute. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break. Here's what the chart will look like on the day where you're allowed to short ever again, which might not be ever. Minus QQQ, roll it over. Oh. You see how it overshoots the prior day VWAP, then it rolls over, tests from on underneath, and then it rolls over, tests from underneath. That's something you want to short. How'd you do that, Kenny? It's magic. You put a minus sign in front of the sun, in front of the symbol, and it flips the chart over. If you ever want to see what a chart looks like that you can be short, there it is. Testing underneath, and rolling over. Is that happening today? No. So you're not trying to pick a top in a market, just like you wouldn't be trying to buy. You're not going to try to buy it down here, right? Thinking, oh, maybe this will hold. Maybe this will hold. No. You wait. You want to short something? You wait for it to start to go down first. Or don't, which is the best choice right now. Crushing shorts is what this market's been about since COVID. (2001) was an anomaly. We actually stayed down for like 3 or 4 months. And then what happened? You had the greatest market rip again. Every move is met with an equal and greater move to the upside, right? But you thought that core we was finally going to break 75 last week. How'd that work out for the shorters, right? Ooh, didn't work out because you got faux show broad. It works on all time frames. Breaks that recent low, comes right back, breaks back above that prior high candle, and she's gone. Just like Coinbase. Right? Fake them out, shake them out. Now, I'm still thinking we're going a lot higher on Coinbase. So it's one of my, again, I don't even like this company. I don't like crypto. This is now my favorite stock going this whole week because I'm waiting to see when the buyers take it over. The shorters are going to do something stupid like short it again, and they're going to get crushed again. So you want to debate about market sentiment and bubbles and build outs and what's the word? Circle. I don't know whatever that thing is everyone's saying. That one company's paying the other company who's paying the other company. No one's actually making any money. They're just pretending. Who cares? None of that means anything to anybody when you're a trader. All you care about is price action. And all you care about is price action intraday. So who cares about the macro picture? Nobody. This is the greatest trading environment that's ever been. Opportunities are abound to get paid, not just daily, not just your daily bread. You're getting paid. That Cliffy trade was special. This PGY was pretty good. Monday wasn't bad. Q's long, obviously. Coinbase off the faux show. These are not just day making trades, these are week makers. I came in looking to short some silver today. Still waiting. I thought the gap would have been sold off. Yeah, good luck with that. So now that Bitcoin apparently is leading the tech sector, so really now we just have another indicator. If you're not watching BTC futures, you should. It's BTC right now, consolidating between prior day VWAP and today's VWAP. This thing starts to rip. This market's going higher. I thought the halftime show was entertaining, but I was also bewildered that I was on my fifth red stripe and I didn't even catch a buzz. I don't know what's going on. I think I might be immune to beer now. That's what I took away from the halftime show. But actually, that was pretty damn entertaining. I like the little journey he took you on his life. And that couple actually did get married right there. That was kind of interesting. But it was a very unique game. Usually don't get the game that I'm expecting to get. I thought Seattle was going to destroy them. The score didn't really reflect it. It should have been 50-0. New England, Seattle's a good team, but New England sucks. They made it through a terrible group of teams. Nobody should be proud about beating the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets 4 times. Wow. They were just a little bit better than everybody else who stunk. There's 3 good teams in the NFL all year. The Bills should have been in the Super Bowl. That would have been a better game. The Ravens would have put up a better game. Anybody would have put up a better game. Denver. It's a shame we had to watch that. But you know what? I'm glad they got their asses kicked. Should have been worse. But right now, it's the same thing. We are just sitting here. Micro strategy hasn't even gone green yet. If you guys haven't faux show broed before, next time, if you missed the first faux show and you get a chance at a second faux show, don't miss out. All I got left now is UGA basketball, and they were looking really good. Now they just suddenly got schooled. But you know why people lose money in trading? Because you keep going back to things that don't work, like my parlay yesterday. I hit most of my bets, but I came out as a loser because my big bet, I decided to parlay the whole thing and tried to go, try to hit a big winner. I was one interception away from cashing out. Now I had Seattle money line, Seattle minus the points. But then everything else I had teased or parlayed, and I lost everything because of freaking Sam Darnold not throwing at least one pick. I had that in every group. I had the Mays. I had him throwing interception and a touchdown. I just need one damn interception. One. And he was trying to get it there early, winging that ball in between people. Should have had an interception 13 different times. Sam Bradford. Oh, Darnold, whatever his name is. Jimmy. What's his name again? At least my rookie card would probably worth a lot more now. I hit the coin toss. I hit the Gatorade. I had the fourth quarter over. That was a lock, I thought. You know, it's a lock. This market going higher. Good luck. Good luck being a shorter ever again. Maybe. What year is this? We're good now to 2028. Good luck. So that's the discussion we've been having all morning, right? Why bother shorting when even when it's great, even when shorting is great, like last Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, right? There were equally greater trades on the long side at the close on the Qs because you generally have a squeeze, right? Even when stocks are going down, you'll always have a tradable moment on the long side. So the suggestion, if you are struggling with trading, cut shorting out. Now you just could concentrate on that one wonderful setup, which victimizes the shorters, the fake them out, shake them out. So if you're just looking for one pattern on one stock, that'll keep you focused, which is what most people need. Focus, discipline, risk reward in your favor. And that is this trade. Because the faux show bro is identifying the risk. You got your entry, you're victimizing the shorters that don't know what they're doing, and you're crushing because the market doesn't go down. And then it goes so far, it rallies so much further than anybody ever thinks. And then suddenly you're back to all-time highs. And that's when people start getting long again. The bottom is in. And it could be in for now life. Because that was a significant moment we had on Thursday night. Those are generally going to be, I would think, still now generational lows held. Those were generational lows from the last 9 months. 9-month VWAP held up. It really isn't any fun. It's more fun taking the money from the shorters that every day, every week, every month, every year still think that they're onto something. It's never the big one. Even if it was, it doesn't matter. It only lasts a couple of days. Even if the market did crash, then what? It'd go back up. Anyway, if you're not long MicroStrategy yet, you know, it's a little late to the party, but you just broke that recent high, double top, and you faux show broed at the double top. Take them out, shake them out. And that's where the new money is, right? So the new money's in from 133. That's their stops. And the 132.50. So they're all waiting to see if it goes green. Hopefully it goes to 137.50. And all that is just in there. You're only risking $1 up here because the new risk parameters are set on the fake out shakeouts. And that's my story. And it'll probably be my story for the rest of my days, right? Because if you haven't noticed, right, the market never goes down anymore, right? You'll have a couple of days where you'll pull back, but most of the what happens? You spend most of your time. Well, again, if you're a delusional shorter, you're still short, trying to figure out why we're not going down anymore, or just keep taking the other side of the trade, like AMD, right? Everybody was pretty passionate about buying the dip on earnings, and the next day it dipped even more. What happened to your passion, right? Look at this re-energized trade this morning. Double bottom, fake them out, shake them out, right? You guys love Palantir at 220, but suddenly at 120, everybody's freaking out about it. Or a faux show bro, VWAP break, blue line, orange line, and nothing matters. So you could have your opinion, and it's probably wrong if you're thinking about shorting. I'm not just stating the obvious. I'm talking about 3 or 4 years wasted of my life. It doesn't work. For every Reddit trade, there's 9 long trades that were equal or better and it's easy to understand also. Plus, when you're shorting, in theory, it's unlimited risk, even though you wouldn't let it go up unlimitedly. At least downside, you know exactly what your risk is. It can only go to 0. But when you have a faux show bro at prior day VWAP, you got risk clearly defined. I mean, look at all these trades. Here's the Palantir, right? Here's the Coinbase. See how it's the same trade? Here's the Qs. You see it's all the same trade? It's all the same. Nothing's independent anymore. Market's crashing. Usually silver and gold would be going up, but no, this time silver and gold were crashing, and then that took the whole market down. What makes sense of that? What happened to the flight for safety? There is no flight for safety anymore. Now it's everything go up or everything go down. And there you go. If you're waiting for green on the MicroStrategy, there it is. So you sell some here. Don't sell it all. You're probably going up 15 more points today. You think so? Of course I think so. Easy for me to say, right? Because I know exactly what I'm risking on the trade. I'm not risking 15 points. I'm not risking, oh, what if it goes back to 130? Not with me in it. Oh, don't you think it could fall all the way down to 125? Sure can. Not with me still in it. I'm over here now. There's my risk. I'm risking 250 at best. I'm not concerned about where it's been. I'm not letting it go there. I wouldn't even let it break here. 133.65 where it broke new highs. Lock that trade up. Raise your stop. Sell some. Hold the rest. Hope for the best. Lock the trade up. Now you can't lose. Same thing on the Qs. You think they're going to crash? We're going to crash every day, any day now, right? Oh, good. You think we're going to crash? Well, there's your stop right there. You see where it broke a new high? Stay long until it breaks that price. And then you got those highs where we consolidated. Those are your stops now. Breaks here, breaks VWAP, holds VWAP from underneath, rolls over, breaks prior day VWAP, and then starts to sell off. Maybe then I'd short them or not, because I probably won't even be here when that happens, because I want to start making money and be done by 11:30 like we used to be. The less you trade, the better. By the way, speaking of $5 garbage stocks, anybody buy the rig? Because that stock's coming out of one of the worst downtrends in the history of the market. This thing's been dead money for got to be a decade. Coming out of that little bottoming range, like I was saying last week at a 414, 415. Now you're up to that resistance again. It's not always going to be tech. You can play these, there's other stocks out there. Alco has been freaking awesome. Halliburton's been pretty good. Rig's been exceptional. BTU has been pretty good. And I'm just pointing out the obvious on most of this conversation, right? You guys see it, right? I'm not sitting here. I'm just talking to a new guy. New guy, just cut trading out for now. It's a lot easier to understand. It's a lot less that you have to worry about now. So you're not shorting stocks. So just you're waiting for those turns to buy. Now, I'll tell you about shorting, right? Let's say the market gaps up tomorrow. Everyone's feeling bullish. Holy shit, the bottom's definitely in. We're never going down again. If a gap gives up the gap, let's say we do gap up like we did today, and it rolls over and tests from underneath, you can short. And it was fantastic. And if you shorted it again, pretty much the same trade, and it was fantastic. But you'll never be able to stay short. You see, that's the difference. So you could either be savvy and know what you're doing, blue line, orange line, or just wait for the blue line, orange line trade to happen and then say, oh, look at these suckers thinking that we're going to go lower, and you buy right here. And you use those areas where these suckers actually got short as your stop and crush them on the way up. So if you're still saying, well, how'd you know the market was going to go up today? I didn't know anything. But UVXY said, it's definitely going up today. And I was like, oh, look at UVXY. It's telling me the market's definitely not going down today. So now I could wait for confirmation on the upside, and there it is. And I guess we're never going down again. And that's just for today, right? Tomorrow could change. But if you live that mantra every day, crushing shorts, waiting for those setups, you'll start to see that, oh, that's right. We don't go down too much. And even when we do go down, it's very short-lived trades. Even on the day where the shorting was great, what did we do into the close on Tuesday? Long. What did we do into the close on Wednesday? Long. What did we do in the close on Friday? Long. So if you're not long MSTR now, you've been sitting here watching it, right? Have you bought any yet? I just told you we're in, and we're never selling it. We're thinking 137.50, maybe 140 to 155 today. Is it still worth buying? You're only risking $1 for a possible 55-point move. I guess it was still a good idea to buy it, right? You're not risking 6 points, 8 points, 9, 15. You're risking $1. It just broke out. You see what I'm seeing? That's Q's new highs, Holmes. Good luck as it grinds you and hammers you, and you don't want to cover because, oh, you don't want a top ticket on the way out. Oh, I can't believe I shorted the market. Or don't short anymore. You'll never have to work your way through some losing trade. You're crushing it because you bought MSTR because it just went green. 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal on MSTR. How's that Coinbase working out? Still waiting. Figured it'd be at 170 by now. That's Q's new highs. You see what I'm saying? Why would you get in the way? 612 gets you 615. 612.50 doesn't get you 612.38. 612.50 gets you 615. What if it breaks 615? You're probably going to 617.50 today. Why? Because. Who cares why? Because the market's going up. Yeah, well, I have a knack for knowing which ones to stick with. Today it was only 3 choices because those were really the only 3 companies I even heard of that were reporting. Q's new highs, by the way. MicroStrategy new highs. Did you buy the Coinbase yet? Right? Same stocks for me today that they were Friday, except for PGY, Monday, Cliff. But right now, how about that Amazon? You were waiting for it to go green. Now it's green. What's going to happen now? You think it's going to go down? Why? You waited all morning for this trade. You just got into the green. So now what are you going to do? Yeah, you sell a little bit, but now you have to assume it's going to 212 and then 215 and then 1,000. You really think Amazon's going to 1,000? Why not? Well, that'd be a 500% move on a $1 trillion company. And why, you don't think it go to 1,000? I've been watching this market. Any stock could go up 500% in this market. Look at it. Look at it. Once you sell into the move, like MicroStrategy, right? Now you're sitting here. Now you got 2 points of risk, right? So now that it went up a little bit more, you sell some, which makes it easier to hold the rest because you don't know what's going to happen. But now you got a parabolic move. You're getting rewarded for your patience. Sell some. You got to be thinking it's going to 137.50. So now you raise your stop to the breakout area or even the last pullback area to lock into some more profit. So now you raise your stop to 134.13 and you don't sell any more of this. And I'm talking about ever. Because you got to think that you got a great price now. And the only time you're selling any more of it is when it rolls over and breaks that price that it didn't break before. And that's trading. It's not about what you think. It's about what is happening. Anybody that shorted stocks in the last 3 weeks are getting annihilated. That's what is happening. Do the annihilation. They're all going to lose. IBIT new highs. MicroStrategy will beat new highs. PGY, here we go, new highs. Oracle found a bottom, so the software stocks all found bottoms. And then suddenly quantum will be back. Rare earths will come back. Here comes nuclear. Oh, look, that's the banks. Here come the chip stocks. Next thing you know, it's all-time highs across the board. S&P, Qs, and the Dow. MSTU, good choice. That was the $5 one from Friday. And that's why it's so much fun to trade these, because limited risk. You're not going to make as much, but you're not going to lose as much if you're wrong. Take a wild guess where the Qs will be probably today, if not tomorrow morning. I'll give you a slight hint. It rhymes with 617.50. And then 620. And then you're 12 points away from breaking the recent highs. And then you're only 4 points away from all-time highs, which will be on Friday. And then when you break 638, we'll tack on 10% from there, which gets us to what? What's 638 plus 63? That's where we'll be probably next week. Because that's what happens. Once you get real selling, it convinces people to stay short, and they always lose. Always. The shorters, the delusional ones, they'll add to their position. They added today, and that's why we're rallying now. So now they won't cover because they're already hunkered down. So it gaps tomorrow, they'll short again. And if it doesn't sell off, it's going to go higher. Most of what goes on in the market, why do you think we went up 1,200 points on Friday on the Dow? Because those were people that sold out and got short, and everybody had to correct their positions. And that's why the market never goes down anymore. Because what I just described happens either every other day, or sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, maybe once in a while it'll be a month or so of some, market not hitting new highs. But inevitably, we always go up. So if you're sitting here with some positions on like we are, Q's long, right? Zero reason to get out. PGY long stinks, but still on because it hasn't gotten us out yet. MicroStrategy long and Amazon long, right? Same exact trades. And this is why you don't have to find new trades. You're generally in the winner. That's why you don't sell it all at one price. Amazon. Nobody's selling Amazon. We haven't even got to prior highs yet. We haven't even got to the overnight highs. Why would you sell it? You have to assume it's going there. And then what happens when it breaks there? It's going to go to 215 and higher. Or you're just in the Qs, which is a good choice because most of these are QQ related. Obviously, Palantir, Amazon, Oracle. You see what's going on with Amazon, right? So there's some short covering and some dollar cost averaging. And there is zero reason to not be long. Right? We haven't even got to the pre-market highs yet. That's why when you sell some into the move, 208 gets you 210. You sell some at 210, you raise your stop to the 208, you're still in the trade. So now that you sold some at 210, you raise it to 210 and possibly the last pullback if you want to let it breathe that much. Because we got to get here now. And then when it gets there, even if you have 100 shares, sell 20 shares right there, raise your stop to the last pivot. Now you got 80 shares left. Hopefully it goes up another 2.5 points. But to your point about which stocks you're trading, every stock is the same exact stock. We just tend to we want to go where the earnings reports are because VWAP works better where there's more volume. But I've gone back to the trades that I was in last week. Coinbase, MicroStrategy, Q's long, Amazon. The only thing I haven't traded today was Google and Reddit. But Amazon, everybody understands why I'm in this trade, right? Revisit the winning trades. Go back to something that treated you well last week. Amazon was our gold mine. That stock was awesome in that 6-point range that it stayed in. Got paid 3 different times. Right? And now you got the shorts on the run. 2 faux show bros and a consolidation. Now you're about to sell some Amazon. Look at this. Come on. Instant gratification while we're sitting here. That's how you do it. There you go. There you go. There's your price. Thank you. Sorry, we need 7 more cents. What did I put this at? Bottom of the range. All right, we need 2 more cents. Am I that good? See how it basically got there? Look at that. It's off by 2 cents on a $211 stock. Hopefully, it gets that last couple of shekels there. Right? None of these trades, right? Nobody should be selling your whole position. You have to assume we're going a lot higher. Like you have to think we just started a new bull market Thursday night. Bull markets tend to last what? 3.5 years. So why would you be selling right here? You got 3.5 more years to go. Straight up, baby! Woo! We're never going down. We just started a new bull market Thursday night. You want to start taking profits now? Why? Milk these trades as much as you get. What's Amazon all-time high? Should be there in 2 weeks. There you go. You got another 100 points to go. Why are you selling it all right now? Where's that MSTR going? I'm going to take a wild guess where it's going. 137.50. You're still waiting? You're still debating whether or not to buy some? Why? Get it now? Guy in the back, you get it now? Market never goes down? Now you could say it. Well, we went down on Tuesday. I know. But now you get it. Now that's the mantra. Now if you were just joining us last week, you maybe you didn't understand the concept of the market never going down because all you saw was 3 wonderful red days in sort of in a row. Maybe you did understand because in those days where we were down, the epic calls at the end of the day were still QQQ long trades going into the close. And that's another thing. When you see a market that stays down from 9:30 to 4 o'clock, you let me know. You know how rare that day is? Whew. They don't even exist. That's how rare they are. When the market starts off down at 9:30 and stays in trend till 4 o'clock and closes at the lows, that happens once a year. So you want to trade something that happens once a year or trade what always seems to happen, like crushing shorts in Amazon. What's up? You're still waiting to buy it? Ooh, is it safe to buy it up here? I just said it was going to 212.50 and then probably 213.93. So if you're buying the 2.9 breakout, you were risking $1. Now here's your money. Take some of the money. You don't sell it all because it is going to go higher. What if it doesn't? Sell it if it doesn't. See, it's the same trade. You sell a little bit, raise your stop. My expectations is 212.50. And then if 212.50, then 213.93. What if it goes down? Sell the rest. But it isn't going down there. Blanche, get it now? It's not so hard. Let the market do the work for you. We're never going down. And then if we do, sell whatever you got on the way down. You sell on the way up, raise your stop. Now you can't lose. Who's got MicroStrategy? Who's got the Amazon? Who's long the Qs? And what the hell's going on with Coinbase? What the hell? Why isn't it breaking new all-time highs already? Why are we not at the high of the day? Why are you not stomping on private pile? Why is this trade not at the highs of the day yet? What the hell? I don't know, but I have to wait. But now that it pulled back to this level, that's where I'm going to say, you know what? Maybe it's not going back to the highs. I'm going to sell it here and VWAP if I'm wrong. But I have to wait and see who's winning. We're winning already. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now what? Uh-oh. Another buy program. That's what? 12 o'clock buy program. Ooh, I thought the market was going down today, Kenny. What happened to that crash you promised us? It happened. Where were you Thursday night? There you go. How'd you know it was going to go to 212.50 on Amazon? Because the market's rigged, sir. Get it now? There's MicroStrategy. How'd I know it was going to 137? Because the market's rigged. All of it. That's why you don't sell it all at one price on the way up. That's why we're still long in Coinbase. Coinbase pulled back $1. And does that mean it's not going to 167.50 today? That probably makes it more certain I'm thinking 167.50. Because these people just sold it. Now they're going to come chasing back in. A little disappointed we haven't got up to 170 yet. I figured this thing would be 175 by now. Shit. Sometimes you got to wait. Don't short it. Don't play pullbacks. Every pullback's a buy on every stock forever, as long as UVXY is red on the day. Is it red on the day? Did Amazon just hit 12.50? It did. Now go tell your friends about what I'm doing here, because this is hard to believe, right? TikToker guy? I'm the guy with wearing the hooded sweatshirt on TikTok. All my trades work. Now buy yourself 3 hooded sweatshirts. How's that PGY working out for you? How's the hood? How's the MicroStrategy? Still waiting on that Coinbase, right? Any second now. So you want to sit here and debate, or you want to hang with the master and make real money as a trader? You want to debate about market direction and what you think's going to happen 3 weeks from now? Nobody cares. You're sitting here with the master of all time and space. Nobody knows more about this market on earth than me. Did I just tell you where Amazon was going to go? Where's MicroStrategy going? You just sat here watching it go up 4 points. If you're not taking these trades, you should be paying for your yearly subscription right now. You're long the Qs, you're long Amazon, you're long Coinbase, you're long MicroStrategy, you're long PGY. Nothing's changed. It's an hour and 10 minutes in. This is why you don't sell your entire position at one price. This is why shorting is short-lived and you're going to die. Get it? You're here to make money. You're not here to debate. You'll never, ever make money as a shorter ever again. And that's why when the tone of my voice, right? Who do you think I'm yelling at if you just joined me? I'm yelling at me. All the stupid mistakes I made for 3 years thinking that I was the one. I'm going to outsmart this market. Oh, it can't keep going up. This is a bubble. I've lived this life. I'm never making those mistakes ever again. And I got to be pissed off because I have post-traumatic stress about all the losses that I took for 3.5 years, all the dumb mistakes I made. I'm not going to let you guys fall for it. I'm the drill sergeant you need. I'm your AA sponsor. I'm the addict that survived the addiction of shorting. Here to tell you, don't do it. Don't do it. When it's time to short, I will be your champion like I was for 3 whoppingly awesome days. And those were fan-fucking-tastic days, man. I was trading thousands of shares of QQQ short. Stepped my game up, and I didn't even step up enough. Instead of wasting my money with stock, I should have been loading up on puts. I knew I had the trade right. But just before you start thinking that, oh, look at me making money shorter. No, all that money was made right back on the upside. Somebody said, what are you so angry about? Sounds like you're making money. I'm like, because that's how I stay. That's how I am in the arena. We'll go out for drinks later. That's it. I leave this shit where it needs to be left, in the arena. But while we're in the arena, I'm taking heads. Somebody knows my reference. Don't do it. Do it. Exactly. I'm here as a warning sign. You're going to get in the way of a market that doesn't go down anymore? You're crazy. I fought that game and lost. Then I came back to go, oh, this time is going to be different. Nope. All right, the market's definitely gone up way too much this time. Nope. I came in really looking to short some silver today. Still looking. This is sick. Thought for sure AGQ would give us something. Still looking. Actually, now I am kind of interested again. Yeah, that 155. Hilarious. But freaking Amazon? You're not coming in looking to buy some of this bad boy today? Free money. Shit. Where's my option trader? Where's my guy? I can't trade Amazon. It's too expensive. Is it? Do you know what AMZU? How about that? There's your cheap version of Amazon. 2x to the bull side. Or Amazon has options, and you love options. Yes, you do. They also have 0-date options now, you sick bastard. Look at that. They just invented these this week or last week. Look at these 207s. Holy freaking shit. You'd like some Amazon down there at 83 cents? Well, the option went to $6. Imagine that for your first trade of the day. Buying 10 contracts here at 80 cents, banging out some at $1.80, $3, $4, $5. Oh, this trading game ain't so hard. By the way, every stock's going to have 0-date options soon. It's going to be a freaking extravaganza. You never need to own stocks again. You're going to be they're going to have triple leverage. You're going to have 10x leverage Palantirs when every tick's a $2 rip. You're going to wait for get your 12% out of the S&P when you can be making 50%, 100% gains every day? Madness. It's fucking madness. even like UNH, right? Right. We tried to play a bounce on it last week and it really didn't bounce for us. I forgot what day that was. One of those bounces that failed. I forgot what day it was. Whatever. You go back and check on it today. Look who's back. Look who's back. Faux show, bro. Faux show, bro. And it go, blah, blah, blah. Look at that. No problem today. The only problem going on right now is if you're shorting. All right, Coinbase. What the filth and foul is taking so long here? By the way, this trade, as frustrating as I am getting with it because it's not at the highs of the day yet. Oh, when it breaks, it's going to rip. All the people that got lazy and sold it here and here, oh, they're going to come running back, I hope. Like, how's those Q short guys working now? How's that Q short working, right? They shorted here, they shorted again, they shorted here, they probably shorted here again. How's that working out for you? Don't do it. That's how it's working out. All right. All right. I got to learn how to load up on a long trade once in a while. Man, I don't want to look at where like the 612 calls were today. I'm sure they were like 30 cents. They're trading at like $4 now, right? All right, Amazon just came to an end. If you're using the dollar, stop. See what it just did? If you sold some at 11.50 and you sold some at 12.50 and you use 11.50 as your out, that trade just came to an end. And who cares? Moving on. Now we're just waiting for Coinbase to either let us out or pay us more. Right? Can't sell it, but I don't want to get out unless it breaks below this, triple bottom area. And if it does, then I'll sell it. And then no, I still gotta wait it out. What else can I do? Every time I sell something, it goes higher. So sell some, hold on, and we'll see what happens next. When the market, listen, if the market's going to give back some, now we've rallied from 587.50 to 516, pretty much in one straight line. I know we've had two little pullbacks, but I thought today we could break down and test the 600. Got the 605. So it's just going to be the same thing tomorrow. We'll get a little tiny retrace, convince the people that we're going to go lower, and then it's just going to turn again. And that will be the difference. If we don't turn, then we'll stay short. Because this morning, the fade worked. It was just a 4-minute trade on the Qs. Strength in Oracle was what kept me bullish because that stock's bouncing pretty hard today. Software stocks, Bitcoin's back. Hard to fight the market. Plus, at 12:15, you've already conquered the day. So now you usually get some pullbacks. between 12 and 2. But the reason that we call it later on the 2 o'clock effing is that people get a little caught up with the pullback where you don't really break trend over the overall day. And then you usually just rip right into the close. So the mild pullbacks in the middle of the day trap more shorters. And we'll see what happens if we even get that little pullback. But for now, it is like it's all systems go. Everything that's being squeezed is continue to being squeezed, like your Palantirs, and your Qs, your Oracles. A little disappointed with this Coinbase, but again, not selling it yet. It is just a juggernaut, the most diverse. Go open your thesaurus right now for the word a lot. There is so much to choose from on an intraday basis. It's bewildering. And that goes back to one question. What do you stay focused on? Earnings. Stocks that pay you and that you know very well. Like I love me some Palantir, right? I love me some, well, I don't like open as much to trade anymore, but I love NVTS. The stock tends to pay every day. I'm loving my new friend Amazon. I haven't traded Amazon this much ever. But now it's still in play from last week. And then every day, you'll have a couple of names. Like here, for instance, I'll tell you what we're trading tomorrow already today. Tomorrow, there is no tomorrow, apparently, because my computer just froze. You guys hear me? 112-251-398-76301. This thing working? I got a spinning dial. Great. Baba Booey, Fa Fa Fo Hi. You guys hear me? Great. Did I just get booted for real? Gee. Okay. Yes, I did. You hear me on the interweb? I don't know what's going on now. Oh, boy. Well, I just had some sort of outage. It just affected half my stuff. Wow, that's weird. Why would half the stuff be working? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, wait, we're back. Yo, Dungeon Dwellers, am I back? Yeah, there was something amiss with the web, with the internet. I'm going to take that as a cue to get the fuck out of here. All right, I'm still rocking some Coinbase, just waiting to see what happens next. Out of Amazon. The Qs, I'm just sitting here bewildered at my own lack of understanding to cover and go long. Cliffy had a nice trade in that and still got 3. Whoa, wait. I don't got any PGY. I thought I had some PGY. Oh, no, I sold the last 300 shares of PGY. I guess I didn't. What'd I do? Oh, it did get me. Yeah, 1490. All right. I'm not even in the stock anymore. All right. Well, if you had MSTR, still looking for 37.5. Pretty much done with all these trades. locking a day up. And now I'm going to get some breakfast. It's going to be a long week. If you guys are coming to Vegas, make sure you've emailed me. We started a WhatsApp chat room for our Vegas people. If you guys are in on it, text me right now. I probably shouldn't give my phone number on the internet, but you know my email address, kennyglick@aol.com. If you are coming to Vegas, get on our WhatsApp group chat so you'll know where we are at all times. Just don't text me at 3 o'clock in the morning, please. All right. We got a pretty diverse group of people coming to Vegas. This should be really, really fun. We had probably the greatest time ever. It was really cool. We all came together and we all kind of liked each other, which was kind of rare because usually there's at least 2 warring parties or people that don't like each other. But we came together in the name of VWAP, and so shall us do that again. And if you are one of the lucky, I got about 20 shirts coming. I got mediums, large, extra large, and a few extra large. All right. I'll see you guys later. Make sure you email me your phone number. I'll get you on the text chain. If you don't have WhatsApp, get it. It's actually a cheap way to call your friends if you're overseas. It's actually kind of like free almost. You don't know about it. So Monday night, I got the 2 tables. We haven't called in, so we're going to call tonight, see if we can get the 2 tables near each other. And so forth and so on. And hopefully we can conjure up solid jello for some more of your VWAP entertainment today. As always, I am your shorter in hell, Kenny Glick. Learn from my mistakes. Shorting is short-lived, and it's not going to work out. Until tomorrow, when all I'm talking about is shorting the market, crushing everybody, running for the exits. And if you don't understand the whole concept yet, yes, we trade what we see. And these last 48 hours have been all buying. And it's been freaking epic, really. I mean, I'm still a little bewildered at the enormity of this comeback so quick, but that's kind of why I'm reminding you about this every day. It is virtually impossible to stay short. All right. Nice hanging with you. Be careful. I'll be back a little while. Go get some breakfast. Still digesting all the empanadas from last night. Sliders and all that food. And if you're still long some of these trades, I mean, again, MicroStrategy, obviously awesome. Coinbase still waiting to get paid a little bit more, hopefully. PGY just came to an end. Q Short has been awesome. And that's my story. Wait, one more before we go. Where's Cliffy? Uh-oh. Yeah, definitely some weird glitches in the internet today. I didn't have internet connection this morning for about 10 minutes. Something's up. Hey, look at this. Now my Thinkorswim's not working. See, it's like one thing or the other. Weird. How could one thing work in without the other? Just put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. That's where I'm going. All right, enjoy breakfast if you are eating. I'll see you in a little while. All right. Internet, tell them about what you witness here every day. Tell your friends, tell your families, tell the guy who doesn't like me because I wear hooded sweatshirts, and all that stuff. See you later.